Hi, my name is Michi Held. Welcome to Daily Drum Lesson. Today I want to talk about single strokes. Single strokes are probably the most fundamental rudiment. Everything starts from here. Both hands alternating, right, left, right, left. Sounds pretty easy, but it actually isn't, at least if you want to get it up to tempo. So here are my favorite exercises to develop a fast and powerful single stroke roll. But let's talk about technique first. There is not one definitive answer to what technique you should use. You can use basic wrist motion. Or you could use your fingers. Or you can use the molar technique, where you do one stroke and then let the stick bounce a couple of times until you accelerate it again. You could also use the push-pull technique. All these are valid techniques which have their advantages and disadvantages. When you use your wrist, you have a lot of control over the stick, since it is never really in free motion. That makes it pretty easy to move around the set. It is a bit harder to build up tempo because you're using such a large muscle. But on the other hand, this gives you quite a bit more power or higher velocity. When using your fingers, it is actually the opposite. You don't have as much control over the stick, but it is easier to build up tempo while sacrificing power. When using the molar technique, you will always get a slight accent on that very first note. This can be cool, or not, depending on the situation. When using push-pull, you will again not have as much control over the stick, but it is pretty easy to build up tempo. On the other hand, it is a very difficult technique, and you could make the argument that all the time you spent just learning the technique and the motion could be better spent in perfecting another technique. I would highly recommend to use your wrist and your fingers first, and then see where it takes you from there. For this video, I think I will mainly use my fingers, but this is just me, my style, my preference. Do whatever you like, whatever suits you. So the first exercise when working on single strokes is actually just single strokes. Set your metronome to a comfortable tempo and just let it roll. It is always a good idea to also start with your left or your weaker hand. Here is exercise number 2. Now we practice each hand individually. I like to go for 8 strokes per hand and push it a bit. Don't go for a tempo where your muscles tighten up, but go a bit over your I can play this all day tempo. Now, before you go faster, try 16 notes per hand. Exercise number 3 is my favorite single exercise of all time. We will play a single stroke roll for half a bar, and then the left hand just stops and the right hand continues playing eighth notes. After that we repeat it, but this time we lead with the left hand, and now the right hand stops halfway through. And again, before you go and increase the tempo, add an additional bar of singles to this exercise. Before I show you the fourth and final exercise for this video, please let me know in the comments below what your favorite single workout is. I am always looking for input. Okay, here it is, exercise number 4. In my opinion, the best exercise for control, because we will change tempos here. We will play 1 bar of 16th notes and then 1 bar of triplets. Remember, you can also lead with your left hand here. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you like this, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, and I see you next Friday. Bye bye.